everybody. Happy Thursday. Almost at the end of the week. Woohoo! Welcome back. My name is Melanie. And just in case there are any new students out there, if you are in the classroom today, please feel free to type out your name and let's see who's online. Just feel free to shout hello anytime you like today. Alright, so today we are going to be talking about, let's see, we got 3 different topics. We're going to start off with animal idioms and sayings. Then we're going to have a listening exercise on trees for the second class. And for the third class, we're going to be doing a reading on solar energy. So it's going to be a packed day, so fasten your seatbelts and let's get started. Alright, so we will start off with our animal idioms. Okay, so you can pull out your idiom sheet here if you like. I believe there are 1, 2, 3 sheets. There are a lot of idioms. Of course, we are not going to cover every single one today. I've picked out about 10 idioms, and we'll try to get through all of them, but we might not. So feel free to follow along. And for the 10 idioms that I do mention, make sure that you pay attention because they could be on your quiz. Hint, hint. Okay, so let's begin. First idiom we have is, we're going to start off at the very top of the sheet, make it simple. A little bird told me. A little bird told me. So basically what this means is someone tells you a secret. So quite literally, if you think about it, maybe you have a little bird here and they're whispering something in your ear. So for example, oh, a little bird told me that Emily is going to get married next year. That's cool. It's a secret though. So that is a little bird told me. We use it somewhat often. It's a cute little idiom that I like to use sometimes. All right, next idiom. The second one is called ants in your pants. Ants in your pants. So basically, actually before I go into this, do you know what an ant is? No shame if you don't. An ant, it's a little bug. Kind of looks like this. I'll make it bigger, but they're actually very tiny little things. Okay, it's got 3 segments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs, and it's got some cute antenna. This is an ant, or the best ant that I could draw anyway. So, if you have ants in your pants, do you think that's very comfortable? No, obviously this is a very uncomfortable situation. You do not want these guys in your pants. It's awful. So, what do you think a person with ants in their pants might look like? They might look kind of like this, like, you know, they're doing like an awkward little dance, like they've got ants in their pants. So basically, to have ants in your pants means you're really nervous or scared or anxious about something. So, one example could be, I have a big exam coming up tomorrow. I've got ants in my pants. I don't know if I'm going to pass the exam or not. So typically you use ants in your pants whenever you're nervous or scared about something. How about you guys? Do you ever get ants in your pants? Has this ever happened to you? It's happened to me a couple of times. Back in school, when I was a student, if I ever had to do a presentation in front of people, I would kind of get ants in my pants even while I presented. I would present like this, like always shuffling. How about you? I wonder if you've had this experience. I think maybe you have. If you want to share your story, please feel free and type it out anytime. Always shuffling. How about you? All right. I wonder if you've had this experience. Got a noise party going on, don't mind that. Gonna erase the ants and the birds. And we're gonna move on to our next idiom. Oh, this is one of my favorite idioms. Okay, so I'm gonna see if you guys can guess this. Okay, so as best as I can, I'm drawing an animal. What is this? Do you guys have any idea what this might be? Here's its eyes, here's its nose. I'll give it a smile. It's really fluffy. Usually we think of it being white. So yeah, this is called a sheep. Thank you. Good job, sheep. This is definitely a sheep. Okay, now this idiom, this sheep is a particular color. All right. He's a black sheep or sheep, you know, depending. This is a black sheep. So what does a black sheep mean? A black sheep is someone who doesn't really fit in to a normal situation or doesn't fit in with a group of people. So typically there's like lots of other white sheep. These are very bad sheep, I know. Let's just pretend they're sheep though. So amongst all these white sheep, you have one black sheep. He or she is different. Okay, so I'll give you a written example. So my family is like really social, interactive. They like to go out. So yeah, family likes to go out to party. To party. Woohoo! So my brothers, my sisters, my mom and dad, they're all the same. They like to go out and have a good time. Me, however, I'm a black sheep. I'm a black sheep in the family. I'm a black sheep because I don't like to go out and party. Maybe I like to stay home and just quietly read a book. Maybe that's what I like to do. I'm a black sheep. I like to stay home and read a book. Read a book. All right. Sorry for the messy scribbles, pardon that. So that is what black sheep means. Do you guys ever feel like a black sheep? Do you ever feel this way? Who's a black sheep? Sometimes I feel like a bit of a black sheep, especially in my family, because most of my family are very like, well, more like my sisters and my mom. They are very good at making conversation. They're like, in a good way. Sometimes I'm a little bit quiet, a little shy when I meet a lot of new people. So sometimes I feel like a little bit of a black sheep in my family. But overall, I love my family. My family loves me, I think. So even if you're a black sheep, it's A-okay. So if any of you have any black sheep stories, please type them in. I'd love to see them. I'm not the only black sheep out there, I'm sure of it. All right, what else do we have on our idioms list? Okay, next up, we have, okay, it's time to switch pens because this one's dying out on me. Goodbye black, hello blue, cat's nap. All right, cat nap. This is a very easy, simple idiom. Cat nap basically means a nap. Basically, to take a short little nap. Like take a little rest. So, for example, most days, especially now with the COVID coronavirus, and you know, I don't really have to be anywhere in the middle of the day, usually around 1 o'clock, I will take a little cat nap. Just for like 1 hour, half an hour. I'll just go lay on the couch, stretch out, and sleep. Because, yeah, not much else to do at home at the moment. So yeah, that is a cat nap. Who likes cat naps? Do you like cat naps? Let me know. I'm interested who else enjoys a nice, good little cat nap every now and then. Okay, what else do we have? All right, let's erase the sheep. Too many sheep. Too many sheep on the dance floor, on the dance floor. All right. No more sheep? What are we gonna do instead? Oh, a chicken. Okay, chicken's up next. This idiom is called chicken out. Chicken out. And what does chicken out mean? So, for example, when you think of a chicken, do you think it's a very brave animal? Or do you think it's not such a brave animal? It's kind of more like an animal that runs away. If you answered the second answer, you are correct. Chickens are usually not super brave and strong. They tend to run away from danger. So when we say chicken out, it means to stop doing something because you're scared of it. So let's say, for example, maybe I decided, my friends and I, we are going to sign up to go skydiving. Wow, it's going to be so fun. We're going to jump out of a plane. The wind's going to be in our face. It's going to be crazy. I've never done this before. However, the day comes. We're up in the plane. We're going to do it. And suddenly I look down. I'm like, no. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's too much. That's me chickening out. I chickened out of skydiving. I got way too scared and I couldn't do it. So let's say I signed up for skydiving. But I chickened out. It was just too scary. I couldn't do it. Have you guys ever chickened out of doing something? I think I have a couple times. I'm trying to think. Yes, I used to go skiing, like downhill skiing, and I went up to this really high ski hill, and I was gonna do this really tricky run. And at first I was like, yeah, I'm gonna ski down the hill. But then I looked down and I was like, okay, no, I'm not gonna ski down the hill. Way too steep. That was me chickening out. I chickened out. I was too scared to go down the ski hill. So yeah, that is my chicken out story. This is a word, this is an idiom that we use often. You'll hear it, pretty often, I feel. Okay, what else? Okay, after chickens, let's see, let's put some beavers in there. Let's put in an eager beaver, in fact. Eager beaver. All right. Do you guys know what a beaver is? I'm gonna draw a quick little picture just in case. It's Canada's national animal. It has big buck teeth. It's kind of small-ish, and it has a big tail. And it likes to swim in the water. This is not a great picture again, but I think you kind of get the idea. Eager beaver. So an eager beaver is someone who is really excited to do something. Maybe they're always trying their best and they always want to do something. So, for example, in this class, in our online class, Angela is an eager beaver because she is always typing out answers and always participating. That's an example of an eager beaver. All right, are you guys eager beavers? Are you an eager beaver? You could say yes, or you could say no. Just type out yes or no. I'm curious to see who is an eager beaver and who isn't an eager beaver. Okay, maybe we don't have any eager beavers in the classroom right now because I don't see anyone typing. Shame on you. That's okay. I'll get you to talk later, somehow, some way. All right, let's say goodbye to our chickens and goodbye to our beavers. Remember, I hope you are paying attention to some of these idioms because some of them will be on your quiz. Okay, so, all right. Next up we have, holy cow. This is one I use pretty often actually, or somewhat often. So this is an exclamation you use when Someone tells you some crazy information, or you see something really amazing or crazy. So let's say, for example, what, you're moving to Africa tomorrow? Holy cow! Like, it's pretty crazy. That's like some pretty amazing, crazy information. Or, you know, if like something happens, like let's say you're walking down the street and then you see someone, they break into a store and steal stuff. You could be like, holy cow, did you see that guy break into the store and steal that stuff? So this is something you use like when you're shocked or surprised. Especially, you know, if you don't want to use like swear words or kind of naughty words, this is a good one to use in front of children. It's like a polite way to swear, put it that way. Okay, so that's holy cow. What other animals shall we look at today? Oh, okay. This one. Early bird. I think you guys can probably guess what early bird might mean. Any guesses? Feel free to type in your answers anytime. But yeah, early bird means that you, yes, very good, thank you. Saw someone answer, wake up. Or it means you wake up early. You wake up early. So, for example, my husband, he is an early bird. He wakes up every morning at 5:30. It's amazing. I am not an early bird. I do not wake up at 5:30. It's very difficult for me to get up at 5:30 in the morning. If possible, I like to sleep until like 9 or 10 o'clock. I really like sleeping in quite a bit. So yeah, what, my husband's an early bird? I'm not an early bird. What about you? Are you an early bird? You can just type in yes or no. Easy question, easy answer. Do you like to wake up early? Are you an early bird? I most certainly am not. Esther says no. Okay, yeah, I feel ya, girl, I feel ya. Okay, so next up. Oh, yeah, it's so hard to wake up early. I know, I hear ya. Okay, clam up. All right, we're moving on to a completely different animal altogether. What is a clam? It is kind of a type of shell you find in the ocean. That was not a very good drawing. Let me try again. Okay. You can find it in the sand at the ocean. You can even eat them. So this is a clam. So they open and they shut. So when you clam up, that means you shut. Like your mouth shuts and you become very quiet and you don't talk at all. So, for example, when I give a presentation in front of a big group of people, I think I've used this example already, not only do I get ants in my pants, sometimes I clam up and I get really quiet. So that is what clam up means. How about you guys? Do you ever clam up? Do you ever get really quiet because maybe you're a bit nervous or you don't know what to say? Sometimes if I'm talking to my friends, if I'm like just having a long tired day, I might clam up. I might just be like, I'm tired. I just, hello. All right, we have someone else in the classroom. Welcome. All right, do you clam up? So yeah, sometimes I clam up. Maybe there are some people who never clam up. They always know what to say. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do one last idiom before we move on to another exercise. Okay, nice classroom. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, crocodile tears. Man, this pen's kind of giving out on me too. Okay, let's give this a try. Crocodile tears. Okay, I'm gonna draw a little picture of a crocodile. And he has some tears. Okay, here is my crocodile. All right. So crocodile tears means to pretend you're sad. They are fake tears. So fake tears can mean that you're pretending to cry. Pretending to cry. So for example, let's say for example, my husband, he got really mad at me when I took his chips and ate them all. He was like, hey, why did you eat my chips? Those are my chips. And then I get upset and I'm like, I'm sorry, please don't be angry now, I'm sorry, forgive me. So I'm using crocodile tears. I'm pretending to cry so that he'll be like, it's okay, don't cry, okay, I'm not mad. Those are crocodile tears. All right. Oh, I'm a student. Okay, yes, Sir San, welcome. Thank you for coming. Feel free to participate anytime once we go through some questions. Okay, so that covers the idioms that I wanted to go over. So now I am going to move on to the next exercise. All right. I would like you guys to pull this worksheet out. So this is the one, it's idioms, and we're going to draw lines to match them up. Don't worry if you don't know these. I'm going to draw a lot of pictures to help you guys guess the idioms. Okay? All right. Say goodbye to our fake crocodile tears. Okay. Goodbye, early bird. Cool. All right. So, let's take a look at the first one. We have rain. Okay, we all know what rain means, all right? For number one, I'm just going over number one right now. So, rain. So, we have so many idioms here. I'm going to draw you a picture. And I've got here, oh my goodness. Okay, this is a dog and this is a cat. So, what do you guys think the answer is? Rain what? It might take you a second to kind of go through all of these, but the first one is going to be near the top. So, what I'd like you to do is, it's going to be rain, cats, and dogs. So what you can do is, I'll just draw a little line like that. And that's number one. Okay, we're going to move on to number two. Number two. Oh, sorry, no, actually I should explain what these mean. Okay, so rain, cats, and dogs. That means it's raining really, really hard. So it's raining hard enough that you don't want to go outside. That's what it means to rain, cats, and dogs. Okay. Number two. Water off. Water off. Okay. So I'm going to draw a picture. Let's see if you can guess what this is. Okay, I'm going to give you a hint. It goes quack, quack, quack. Water off what? What do you think this is? Water off. This is a duck. Water off a duck's. Yes, thank you, Sir San. Good job. Okay, you got it. And then what's this here? This is your back. So water off a duck's back. This idiom means that someone throws an insult at you and then they're going to not care about it. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to pretend to be two people. Hey man, you're really dumb. Like, I don't like you. You have a bad attitude and you look silly. I hate your clothes. Huh, okay, whatever. Water off a duck's back. They don't care. They get insulted and they don't care because ducks are waterproof. If you put water on them, it just kind of rolls off their back. So yeah, it's no big deal. This is not an idiom I use very often, and I don't know if I hear it very often either, so don't worry too much about using it. All right, thank you for your participation so far, Sir San. Everyone else, please hop in. Don't be afraid. I know my animal drawings are not the best, and they might be kind of hard to guess, but if you're wrong, don't worry about it, okay? We'll have fun with this together. Maybe you could even laugh at some of my drawings. Let's say a duck back. All right. And let's see, what do we have next? A queer. On the water, not quite sure. Let's say. All right. I'm going to get back to your question in just a second, Sir Sam. We're going to do this one first. All right. A queer. Here is the animal. What is this? Queer what? Any guesses? This should be pretty easy, I feel. A queer starts with an F. Yes, fish. Thank you. A queer fish. So a queer fish means someone who's kind of strange and doesn't belong. Okay, you got it. Yes, now I see it. Fish. Thank you. This is not an idiom I have ever used personally. I think it's a little bit of an older one, so maybe you don't have to worry much about using this example. Okay, I'm going to give you, let's see, I think we had a question about water off a duck's back. So I'm going to write out an example for water off a duck's back, because that's a bit of a trickier idiom to kind of work with, I understand. I don't use this idiom too often, so. Okay, so I'm going to write out an example sentence. All right, let's say, my sister called my brother a mean name. So maybe she called her brother, she said, "Hey, you pig," but it was like, okay, I'm gonna erase the duck, sorry. Water off a duck's back. He didn't care. So you got the sister, she said something kind of mean, and then here's the brother, he's like, okay, meh, I don't care. So that's what I mean by water off a duck's back. I hope with that explanation I was able to kind of give you guys a better idea of how I need to use that idiom. Okay. Now, moving on to our next idiom, let's see. We have, oh, sorry, I lost my paper. A whale. Aha, a whale, okay. So, a whale. I think you all know what a whale is. might look kind of like this. Like, it looks like a fish, but it is not a fish. It is a mammal, like a horse or a monkey or you and me. It has warm blood. So a whale, and I'm gonna draw a picture. Whoop-oo. Okay, what's this? What idiom am I trying to say, do you think? A whale of what? So we have a little clock here. We use a clock to tell the, what do we use it for? A whale of a, oh, you're close, you're close. Yeah, thank you, Sir Sen. A whale of a, instead of saying clock, we say, oh, excuse me, could you tell me what yes, you got it! Time! Well done. Okay, a whale of a time. So what that means is you're having a lot of fun, like so much fun. So let's say, for example, whenever I meet my friends, we hang out together and we have a whale of a time. We're talking, we're laughing, we're sharing stories. Yeah. How about you guys? Do you ever have a whale of a time? Like, what about if you go to an amusement park? Or, I don't know, maybe when you go traveling to a new place around the world. Maybe then you'll have a whale of a time. Okay, doing good, doing good. All right, I'm gonna erase the example for the water off a duck's back. Yes, okay, you do have a whale of a time. When do you have a whale of a time? What kind of situations? No worries if you can't type it all out right now. No pressure. But yeah, I often have a whale of a time. Right now during the whole coronavirus, it's kind of difficult for me to have a whale of a time because I'm inside all the time. But I'm trying. We're all trying, aren't we? Okay, next animal. Oh, my favorite animal. A wolf. A wolf in... Okay, here's the wolf. Now, he's in a special kind of clothing. What idiom do you think I'm trying to draw? So this is the wolf, but he or she is wearing something. So what idiom am I trying to say? A wolf in something, starts with an S. I drew this earlier actually. A wolf in something, clothing. A wolf in, sheep, that is correct. Thank you for answering that. Okay, a wolf in sheep's, possessive, pardon me. A wolf in sheep's clothing. All right. We use this when we want to talk about someone who seems nice, you know, they seem like a good person, but actually they're kind of mean and they're not very nice. Like, maybe they're even kind of creepy. So let me see if I can think of an example. So we could say, all right, Tom might seem like a nice guy. So Tom might seem like a nice guy, but he's really a wolf in sheep's clothing. Sheep's clothing. Because maybe he's actually very mean. So maybe at first he's nice, like a sheep, but then he comes out like a wolf. And then all of a sudden he'll be like, hey, you're horrible. Yeah, give me your money. You should give me your money because, like, I'm better than you. You're nothing. So that could be a wolf in sheep's clothing, perhaps. Nice at first, then it turns out they're a jerk. Tom, a nice sheep's clothing. Yes. Okay. And let's see. What else do we have? A zebra. Oh, this is a new one for me. All right, I'm gonna have to look up the second one later. So I'm going to erase this. Goodbye, Tom and the wolf in sheep clothing. Okay, a zebra. So a zebra is a horse with a lot of stripes. Usually they're in Africa. A zebra. What am I trying to draw here? This might be a bit tricky to understand, but I think this is the simplest I can make this drawing. A zebra what? A zebra crossing. This is a zebra crossing. All right, I apologize. I did not actually see this idiom before the class, and I didn't have a chance to look it up. This is an idiom that I do not hear very often, and I've never used it. So unfortunately, I cannot explain it right now, and I'm so sorry. What I'll do is after the break, I'm going to look up the idiom, and I'll tell you the meaning of this idiom after. All right? So let's move on, and we're going to move on to talk. Okay, time for the drawing. I'm going to draw something better than that. Let's see if you can guess. I'm going to draw a big bird. It's a big bird. We eat it on Thanksgiving, especially in North America. It kind of has a weird, gross little wattle thing. Can you guys tell what bird this is? It starts with a T. Turkey! Yeah, you got it. Thank you. Talk turkey. Excellent. Superstar. So, to talk turkey means to talk very straightforward and talk seriously. This is another idiom that I don't hear very often. I've never used it myself. So I'll try and give you the best example I can. Let's say, for example, I'm renting from my landlord, and we're like being nice to each other, but I'm not paying my rent. So eventually my landlord is going to come up to me. He will come up and say, Mel, okay, let's talk turkey. When are you going to pay your rent? You're overdue to pay your rent. So to talk turkey means to talk seriously about something. This is not an idiom that, again, we don't use it too often, so don't worry too much about memorizing this. And again, some of these we use a lot, some of them we don't use, so don't worry about understanding every single one of these. We're just doing this for fun. Some of these idioms you do hear a lot in English, so you'll learn some fun stuff, I think. All right, we're going to get rid of the zebra crossing. I'm going to get rid of the turkey. Bye-bye, Mr. Turkey. Eat you for dinner. Yum, yum, yum. I didn't actually have turkey last year for Thanksgiving. Maybe next year, or this year, I mean. Okay, what else do we have? Like a fish. Like a fish. Okay, and here we are. And then, oh no, look at the sad fish. Uh-oh, what happened? He's not in here where he's supposed to be. This is like a fish. What do you think the idiom is? Like a fish. Any idea? I'll give you a hint. Fish out. Like a fish out of water. Yes. Like a fish out of water. So to feel like a fish out of water, that means you feel like you don't belong. You feel kind of weird in a certain situation. So let's say, for example, actually this did happen to me. When I was living in Japan, I was teaching over there, I felt like a fish out of water. Because I didn't look Japanese, I couldn't speak very much Japanese, and my culture was very different from their culture. So sometimes we couldn't understand each other. So yeah, sometimes I felt like I didn't belong. I felt like a fish out of water. Not all the time, just sometimes. Do you guys ever feel like you're a fish out of water? Has that ever happened to you? Who has ever felt like a fish out of water? Like you didn't belong somewhere? Yes? Okay, absolutely. When did that happen to you, Sir-san? Were you traveling somewhere, or was it like in school or like another time? I'd be curious to know. And any other students too, if you have this experience, please let me know. At school, yes. It's happened to me at school too, especially when I was younger. Sometimes I felt like a fish out of water. Good, awesome. Thank you for your input. I really appreciate it. Okay, next, quiet as, okay, this might be really easy to guess. I'm not going to draw a picture. I'm going to describe this animal. It's very small. It has little round ears, and it has a little tail, but it's very small, and it runs around on the floor, and it goes tweak squeak. What animal do you think that is? Quiet as a, what do you think? Starts with an M. Quiet as a a mouse. Good try though. Quiet as a mouse. Yeah, okay, you got it. Sweet. Okay, maybe I just moved too quickly. Quiet as a mouse. Basically, it just means you're very quiet, especially maybe in your movements. So when I was a child in school, like elementary school, when I was 6 or 7 years old, I didn't talk very much. I was as quiet as a mouse. Another example is, maybe I'm hungry in the middle of the night, but my parents, I didn't want to wake them up, so I had to go to the kitchen, quiet as a mouse, to get some cookies or some snacks in the middle of the night when I was a child. I was a bit of a naughty child. Okay. Are you guys as quiet as a mouse? Or are you as loud as an elephant? My parents told me that when I walk around the house, apparently I'm as loud as an elephant. I'm not as quiet as a mouse. I thought I was quiet, but I guess not. Okay. What else? We have sick as. Sick. All right, Saran. Yeah, you're quiet as a mouse. Okay. Right on. Thank you for your input. Sick as. Okay. All right. What animal is this? Sick as a. I think you guys can get it. Sick as a. Starts with a D. Sick as a dog. Very good. Thank you. Excellent. Sick as a dog. Right on. Good job, guys. So sick as a dog. Basically, that means you are very, very sick. So when you're as sick as a dog, you might not be able to get up. You might be barfing. Like, it's not fun. Have you ever been as sick as a dog? 2 months ago, I ate something and I got really sick. Like my stomach hurt, I was barfing, I couldn't sleep, I felt horrible. I was as sick as a dog. All right, yes, and Susan, looks like you were as sick as a dog too at one point. I think almost everyone gets as sick as a dog at one time or another in their lives. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, this is an interesting one. The rat. Okay, so rats are like bigger versions of mice. They're kind of maybe dirtier and meaner. Okay, so here's a rat. And, oh, that happened to you too with the, sick as a dog. Oh, okay, food poisoning. That is a very common way to get sick, I think. Yeah, this happened to a lot of people I know. Okay, so, and let's pretend we have, okay, this is a third rat. They're running against each other. What kind of idiom do you think I'm trying to say here? Oops. Sick as a dog. My bad. The rat starts with an R. It could be a noun, it could be a verb. The rat race. The rat race. All right. This is an idiom you're going to hear quite often from people who usually live in the city. The rat race refers to a lot of competition. So think about a bunch of rats having a race against each other. Maybe they're racing for like a nice piece of cheese, who knows? But only one rat's gonna get that cheese. So the rat race, it means like to compete, usually for like job opportunities or like get rich and big in the city. So sometimes people might talk about leaving the rat race, which means leaving the city, leaving your big, comfy desk job and trying something new. So let's say, for example, I left the rat race in, well, what's a big city? New York. New York is a very big city. I left the rat race in New York and moved to a smaller town for a more relaxing life. A more relaxing life. Yes. Many people kind of have this sentiment sometimes. They want to leave the rat race. Do you guys ever get that sentiment? Do you ever want to leave the rat race? Vancouver's kind of a big city, so sometimes I feel like, yes, I want to leave it. But Vancouver is not a super huge city, so sometimes I feel happy here. It depends. All right. Okay, let's see, I think we could do one more before the break. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of sick as a dog. Yes, Sir Sam wants to leave the rat race too. Okay. Sometimes or all the time? It can be hard to, yeah, sometimes it can be stressful living in a big city. All right. Next, we have kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Oops. I just gave you the answer for that. Well, let's see. Maybe you guys didn't hear me give the answer. Kill 2 birds with, okay, 1. Okay, what's this? Kill 2 birds with what? Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You got it. Very good, with 1 stone. So that means to do 2 things at once. So I'm going to use the same example that is on your other sheet. Basically, maybe I need to take a shower, but I need to brush my teeth. So I go to the shower and brush my teeth. 2 birds, 1 stone. Okay guys, we will finish this sheet after the break as we are at time for now. Stone, yes, thank you. Okay, so I will see you guys in 10 minutes and hope you have a great break. See you later. everyone, welcome back. All right, let's continue with the second part of our lesson today. I just want to quickly finish off this sheet here. We have 2 idioms left to cover, so we'll be really quick on them. All right, so during the break, I just drew up the last 2 idioms quickly. So the second to last one, eyes like a what? What is this? Anyone know what I tried to draw here? It has a sharp beak, and it's got sharp talons or sharp claws. It's a type of bird. What kind of bird? Eyes like a... We call this bird a hawk. Eyes like a hawk. So, to have eyes like a hawk means that you have really good eyesight. You can see from very far away, because hawks have really good eyesight because they have to have good eyes so that they can catch mice, catch rabbits, or catch any kind of food they want to eat. So to have eyes like a hawk means you have good eyesight. My husband has really good eyes like a hawk. My eyes, not so much. Do any of you guys have eyes like a hawk? I think I might need to get glasses soon, actually, because my eyes are definitely not like a hawk. Okay, and the last one we have, let the cat out of... What is this? This is something that you often carry around with you, especially when you go shopping, food shopping. This is a... So, let the cat out of the... Any guesses? Going in 3, 2, 1, 1.5, 1 3/4, 0. Okay, let the cat out of the bag. So this means to accidentally let a surprise out. So kind of, so let's say for example, my friend, she's having a birthday party, but it's a secret. It's supposed to be a surprise party. We're gonna hide and shout, surprise! She won't know anything about it. However, my other friend went and told her, hey, we're gonna have a surprise party for you. So now it's not a surprise anymore. My friend let the cat out of the bag. She ruined the surprise. So yeah, that is what let the cat out of the bag means. Okay guys, so we're gonna say goodbye to these idioms. So keep in mind, some of these might be on the quiz. So again, don't worry if you don't understand every single one of these idioms. Not all of them are important, but I'll give you a hint of like some idioms that we use often in English. Like we use rain, cats, and dogs quite often. A whale of a time we use often. A wolf in sheep's clothing is something we use often. A fish out of water is another idiom we use often. Sick as a dog and quiet as a mouse are common idioms. The rat race is another one. And I'd say eyes like a hawk. That's another common one. So yeah, those are some idioms, hint hint, that could be on the quiz and that we use in like kind of everyday English. Alright guys, so we're going to say bye-bye to animal idioms for now and hello to our listening exercise. Woo. Alright, bye-bye Mr. Hawk. Goodbye bag. We'll go shopping another time. Okay, so I'd like you guys to pull out your listening exercise, which should look like this. It's gonna say, so pre-teach, so this, it should look kind of similar to this. And this is going to be a listening activity about trees. Trees. Okay, let's draw a little happy tree. I'm gonna draw another happy tree here. Give him some friends. If anyone gets that reference, I love you. So, when I say trees, what do you guys think of? What do you think of when I say the word trees? Do you think of leaves or the color green? Maybe you even imagine like a really nice big forest, a lot of fresh air. All right. So, let's go over some vocabulary first, because for the listening there is going to be some new words. Actually, maybe we should do the discussion questions first. Discussion first, then vocabulary, just so the words are fresh in your mind when we do the listening. All right, so question number 1. Do you think trees are important? Do you think trees are important? You think yes or no? So, for example, I think yes, and Sir San also thinks yes. Why are they important? For me, I think they're important because they provide oxygen for us. We need oxygen to breathe. Why do you think trees are important? Why are trees important to you? What do you think? So again, oxygen's one reason. There are many reasons that trees are important though. So yeah, feel free to type in your answer. Don't worry if you're a little late sending it. That's no problem. I'll still read out your answer. Okay, question number 2. What do you think? Oh, this goes back to our lesson yesterday, recycling. What do you think about recycling? Do you think recycling helps? Does recycling help the environment? Like, do you think recycling is a good thing? For me personally, I think recycling does help because when we need to make paper like this, we need to cut down trees. So if we can recycle paper, we can use it again and again, and then we don't have to keep cutting down all the trees, because that's not good. We need trees. Now, remember the word that I taught you guys on Monday, for anyone who's here on Monday? Deforestation. Deforestation, that means to cut down all the trees. Yeah, so that's why I think recycling does help. Recycling helps stop deforestation. Oh, all right. Thank you, Sir San, for responding back to why are trees important, because they need water to grow. That's a nice answer. Thank you. Okay, so that's the question number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Okay, so when we listen to this exercise, we're going to be listening to a girl. She's going to read an essay about why trees are important. What do you think the girl is going to say? So here's the girl on the listening. She's going to talk about trees. What do you think she's going to say in her, what do you think she's going to talk about? For example, maybe she's going to talk about, you know, trees give a lot of oxygen. Maybe she's going to talk about that's why she thinks they're important. What else could she be talking about in her essay? What do you think is going to happen? I think another thing she might talk about, maybe temperature. You know, maybe she'll say, oh, trees help keep you cool. You know, you don't get too hot. You can sit under a tree and feel nice. Is there anything else she might talk about? Maybe she'll talk about, you know, trees can give us money. I mean, money doesn't grow on trees, but when you chop a tree down, you can use the lumber, the wood, to get money. In Canada especially, This is like a very important commodity. Like we use this often. Like we often cut down trees to get money. Oh, Sir San says she will talk about nature. Yeah, maybe she will. I don't know, but probably. Like she'll probably mention the importance of nature and trees and nature. Good. Okay. Thank you for input, guys. Excellent. So we're going to find out later what she's going to talk about. First, we're going to go over some new words before we do the listening, because there might be a few tricky different words in this exercise. Okay, what's those? Okay, so we're going to look at our vocabulary. First up, commodity. Commodity. This is a noun. So what is a commodity? Well, on your list you will see that basically a commodity is a product. Do you remember that word from yesterday? Something that you can maybe make to sell. A commodity is like something useful, maybe even something important. Let's say, for example, housing in Vancouver, the city I live in, is a big commodity. Everybody wants a house. This is a pretty big, important commodity. Everybody wants to have a house with a yard, but it's very expensive to buy a house in Vancouver, unfortunately. All right, so that is commodity. Next, damp. So this is an adjective. ADJ is short for adjective. Damp means kind of cold and like slightly wet. So whenever you have a cloth, maybe you're gonna wring out the cloth and squeeze the water, the cloth will be damp, just a little wet. So for example, in the winter in Vancouver, it's really damp and cold here because it rains so much in Vancouver. It becomes really damp in the winter. So yeah, Vancouver is very damp in the winter. I really don't like the winter in Vancouver. What about your place? Does your city or town ever get damp? Do you live in a damp area of the world? Right now it's not damp because it's almost summer, so now it's like kind of dry and nice. But yeah, winter here, no thank you. Okay, oh, you live in a damp area. Sir Sam, where do you live, by the way? I'm curious. What damp area of the world do you live in? Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of commodity. California, oh, all right. Interesting, California. Yeah, I guess the West Coast, it gets kind of damp down there, doesn't it? Rains. West Coast, more like West Coast. Okay, what else? Disturb. Disturb. All right, this is a verb. So to disturb someone means to bother someone. So let's say, for example, I'm working on, I'm really busy, I'm working on something. And then someone, maybe my sister's like, hey, Mel, do you want to play? And I'll be like, don't disturb me, I'm busy. Don't bother me. So I'll see if I can make a sentence of that. Yeah, I don't like to be disturbed. I don't like to be disturbed while I'm working. I like to concentrate and focus on what I'm doing while I'm working. I think most people don't like to be disturbed while they're working, though. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of damp. I don't think we really need this anymore. All right, and if you guys have any questions at any time, like if you want me to go over a word, let me know, and I can always go back and explain better. I'm going to assume that we're okay for now. We're gonna move on to munch. Munch is another verb, the family. So munch means to lightly eat. That means to lightly chew and eat something. So just kind of casually. Usually this is used for snacks. So for example, like when I'm watching a movie, usually I like to munch on popcorn. So when I'm watching a movie, I like to munch on popcorn. I like to munch on popcorn or chips. Sometimes I like to munch on chips. That's like my favorite movie snack. Do you guys ever like to munch on something? Maybe when you're doing your homework or when you're watching TV. What do you like to munch on? Do you like to munch on apples or chips or chocolate? I'm definitely a chips kind of gal. All right, get rid of disturb. Sometimes I munch a little too much while I'm watching TV or studying. I should probably find a healthier snack to munch on, like apples and oranges, and stop eating so much chips. Okay, evergreens. That is our next word. Evergreens. Evergreens is a type of tree. It is a tree that stays green all the time, almost forever. Hence the term evergreens. So evergreens, they might look kind of like this, like especially in Canada, like Western Canada, we have a lot of evergreen trees. They don't turn orange, they don't lose their leaves. So in the wintertime, you can like look up at the mountains and we still have green trees even in the middle of winter. It's really pretty actually. It's like one really nice thing about living in Vancouver. We have a lot of greenery all year. So yeah, evergreens are trees that don't lose their leaves. Lose their leaves. Do you have a lot of evergreens where you live? We definitely have a lot of evergreens here in Vancouver. Okay. Munch. Goodbye, munch. Less munching, more talking. Yes, California has a lot of evergreens too. Cool. I thought so, but I wasn't too sure. I don't know much about California. I've only been there once, just to go to Disneyland. So I didn't really get to explore California very much. Exterminate. All right. This is a verb. To exterminate means to kill or get rid of. Usually we might use this in reference to pests, like rats or mice or cockroaches. You know, like these really gross looking bugs, like these disgusting things. Usually we want to exterminate these things. So, for example, my house was full of cockroaches. So I had to exterminate them. I got some spray, sprayed it all over the floor, and I killed the cockroaches. True story. It was disgusting. Glad those times are over. Have you ever had to exterminate anything like cockroaches or mice or bugs in your house before? Yes. Oh, what did you have to exterminate? What was it? I hope it wasn't something too nasty. Cockroaches are not nice. All right. And the last one, spiders. Oh, yeah, it's not that great. Spiders, they kind of scare me a bit. Yeah, they can bite too, so that can be kind of painful. All right, the last one, lumber. Lumber is the wood from trees. So when you cut down a tree, we sell the lumber for money. So lumber is an important. So I'm gonna erase exterminate. It's an important commodity. Commodity. Remember this word? This is an important commodity in British Columbia, where I live. Lumber is an important commodity in BC. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, I think what we're going to do is we are going to move on with our listening exercise now. Before we start the listening, I just want to go over the comprehension questions, because these are the questions you're going to be trying to answer while listening. Okay. Question number 1. What does the girl do when painting pictures of trees? Do you guys understand what painting a picture is? I think you do, but I'm just going to give a quick little picture just in case. So usually you use a paintbrush, and then this is painting. You know, you take a canvas and you use colors. So what does the girl do when she is painting? That's a very big paintbrush. All right. And question number 2. What does the girl like about trees? What does she like about them? Does she like how big they are? Does she like the leaves? Or does she like evergreens? What does she like about trees? Okay. And question number 3. What does the girl say about climbing? You guys know what climbing is? It's basically when you're going up something. So let's say, for example, here's a mountain. You climb a mountain. That means you go up. Oh, she likes evergreens. All right. Yeah, maybe she might say she likes evergreens. We don't know. We're going to find out though. So that's climbing. And number 4, how do trees make life possible? So basically that means, like, how do trees let animals and people live? Why can people and animals live with trees? That's question number 4. Might be a bit tricky to listen for it, but you can do it. I believe in you. And question number 5. This is a long question. How does the beauty of trees make the girl feel according to her closing statement? Okay, so question number 5 basically means at the end of the essay, at the end of the listening, she says something about the beauty of trees, like why trees are beautiful. So for the last question, try to listen for the end. What does she say at the end about trees? Okay, do you guys have any questions about these comprehension questions? If so, you can ask me at any time and I can go over them again. Yes. You have a question? Yes as in you have a question? All right. I'll give you a few seconds to type out your question and I'll try to answer it. If not though, what we can do is we can just listen to the exercise first and then I can answer your question after the exercise. Not after the listening, sorry. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we're gonna start. I'm gonna let you listen, I will play the clip probably 3 times. So the first time, if you don't get all the answers, don't worry. I'm gonna play it at least 3 times so you can try and get the answers, okay? Okay, here we go. Ready? And 3, 2, 1, begin.
Because they are an important commodity.
Oh, sorry, let's try that again.
Just because.
Okay, here we go for real.
I love trees. I love trees because they are an important commodity to the environment. They make life possible on this planet, along with other plants. I also love the trees' glorious display of colors in the fall. I love trees because they have many different shades of green, so many that it's almost impossible to count. When I paint a picture of a tree, I use many shades of green and many more shades of brown. My favorite thing about trees is that they always seem to have a glow around them. I love trees because they always smell so fresh and clean. I like to go to the nursery because I love the smell of trees. It's so refreshing. It's a glass of cool water on a hot day, or a damp cloth on a hot forehead. I love to plant trees. I love to dig through the soil and make a hole in which the tree will rest. I love to place the tree in the ground, making sure not to disturb the roots, which will be the tree's support. I love to water the trees. I love to pour the water on the trees, knowing that it would grow. One of my favorite things about trees is that they're fun to climb. I started climbing trees when I was little. My dad taught me how to climb, along with some useful tips. I especially like to climb my grandpa's apple tree. I love to wind through the branches and climb to a board that has been placed there. Once up, I like to think and relax, or bring a book up with me. It's fun to let my imagination run away with me while munching apples. I love trees in the autumn when they display their beautiful colors. In the autumn time, splashes of red, yellow, orange, green decorate the mountainside. The maples go red, the oak and aspen go yellow, while the evergreens maintain their beautiful shade of green. Trees make life possible because they use the carbon dioxide and release oxygen, which makes it so that we can breathe. If we exterminate trees, the effects could be fatal. There may be global warming, lack of oxygen, and we would definitely not have any lumber or paper. Trees are very important to the environment. The beauty of trees make me feel peaceful and inspire me to make the best of myself.
Okay, that is very fast. I cannot change the speed, unfortunately, but I'm going to play it again and just try as best as you can to listen. And you don't have to write out full sentences, just write quick little notes. So, for example, you could write out, oh, number one, what does she do when she paints trees? Oh, I don't know, maybe green. Like, that's totally fine. Just short, quick answers, okay? We're gonna play it again. Are you ready? Here we go.
I love trees. I love trees because they are an important commodity to the environment. They make life possible on this planet, along with other plants. I also love the trees' glorious display of colors in the fall. I love trees because they have many different shades of green, so many that it's almost impossible to count. When I paint a picture of a tree, I use many shades of green and many more shades of brown. My favorite thing about trees is that they always seem to have a glow around them. I love trees because they always smell so fresh and clean. I like to go to the nursery because I love the smell of trees. It's so refreshing. It's a glass of cool water on a hot day, or a damp cloth on a hot forehead. I love to plant trees. I love to dig through the soil and make a hole in which the tree will rest. I love to place the tree in the ground, making sure not to disturb the roots, which will be the tree's support. I love to water the trees. I love to pour the water on the trees, knowing that it would grow. One of my favorite things about trees is that they are fun to climb. I started climbing trees when I was little. My dad taught me how to climb, along with some useful tips. I especially like to climb my grandpa's apple tree. I love to wind through the branches and climb to a board that has been placed there. Once up, I like to think and relax, or bring a book up with me. It's fun to let my imagination run away with me while munching apples. I love trees in the autumn when they display their beautiful colors. In the autumn time, splashes of red, yellow, orange, green decorate the mountainside. The maples go red, the oak and aspen go yellow, while the evergreens maintain their beautiful shade of green. Trees make life possible because they use carbon dioxide and release oxygen, which makes it so that we can breathe. If we exterminate trees, the effects could be fatal. There may be global warming, lack of oxygen, and we would definitely not have any lumber or paper. Trees are very important to the environment. The beauty of trees make me feel peaceful and inspire me to make the best of myself.
Okay, how was that? The beauty of trees. So how was that? Were you able to hear some of that, or is it too fast? Are trees also used with foods like nuts, flowers too? Many animals also live there. Okay, just looking at your answer. Yes, that is a good try. I don't know if that was in the listening itself, but we could make a note on that. Thank you for writing that out. Okay, so let's look at question number 1. What does the girl do when she's painting pictures of trees? So I gave you one answer. She uses greens. So like she uses green. And then there's like there's another color she also uses. What color did she say? Green and starts with a B. I'm going to leave it there for now. And we're going to do the listening again. And we'll come back to this. But if you know the answer, feel free to type it in right away. Okay, question number 2. What does the girl like about trees? She likes many things about them. She says, I like, I love, I like, I love, da da da. There's many different answers you could use here. So, what was one thing she likes about trees? Disturb. Oh, okay, yeah, maybe she doesn't like being disturbed. So that is a good guess. Let me see. Disturb. Where did that pop up in here? Oh, okay. So I think what you're trying to say was like she likes planting the trees. So when you plant a tree, you have to be careful not to disturb the roots. So yeah, don't disturb the roots. So yeah, she likes to plant trees. She likes to plant trees. And she is careful to not disturb the roots. Good answer. Okay, if we can think of anything else, we're going to write it down later. Okay, so what else did we have? Question number 3. What does the girl say about climbing? She was talking about climbing. What was she climbing though? So what was she talking about? She said something about climbing. What was she climbing? She was climbing. Or she likes climbing. What does she like climbing up? Climbing up. I'll let you go ahead and type in the answer. If you can't right now, that's okay. I'm gonna play our file again and you can guess it. Okay, and question number 4. How do trees make life? Tree, yes, okay, you got it. Yes, she likes climbing up trees. Excellent, yes. Okay, so number 4, how do trees make life possible? Let's see. So why do trees give life? What do trees do? So maybe we could start off with trees. Something. What do trees do? Trees grow. Trees grow and they give. I think I talked about this earlier. They give something. It helps us breathe. It starts with an O. See if you can guess it. If not, try to listen again when we play the listening file. All right. And last question. Oxygen. You got it. Thank you. Yes, they give oxygen. That is why trees help us live. This is why they're so important. Okay, last question. This one might be kind of tricky. How does the beauty of trees make the girl feel according to her closing statement? So towards the end of the listening, she said, trees are very important to the environment. The beauty of trees makes me what? And there's 2 things she said. Again, don't worry if you didn't get this. Just use this as a guide. I'm going to play the listening again one last time, and we're going to try and fill in the rest of the blanks, okay? And so number 1, try to listen for the color. Number 2, think of like 1 or 2 more things she likes about trees. Number 3, okay, I think number 3 is pretty good. Number 4, we got that finished. Number 5, okay, the beauty of trees makes me and. So number 1, number 2, number 5 is what we're gonna try and fill out. All right, so here we go, one last time. Ready, set, here we go.
I love trees. I love trees because they are an important commodity to the environment. They make life possible on this planet, along with other plants. I also love the trees' glorious display of colors in the fall. I love trees because they have many different shades of green. So many that it's almost impossible to count. When I paint a picture of a tree, I use many shades of green and many more shades of brown. My favorite thing about trees is that they always seem to have a glow around them. I love trees because they always smell so fresh and clean. I like to go to the nursery because I love the smell of trees. It's so refreshing. It's a glass of cool water on a hot day, or a damp cloth on a hot forehead. I love to plant trees. I love to dig through the soil and make a hole in which the tree will rest. I love to place the tree in the ground, making sure not to disturb the roots, which will be the tree's support. I love to water the trees. I love to pour the water on the trees, knowing they would grow. One of my favorite things about trees is that they are fun to climb. I started climbing trees when I was little. My dad taught me how to climb, along with some useful tips. I especially like to climb my grandpa's apple tree. I love to wind through the branches and climb to a board that has been placed there. Once up, I like to think and relax, or bring a book up with me. It's fun to let my imagination run away with me while munching apples. I love trees in the autumn when they display their beautiful colors. In the autumn time, splashes of red, yellow, orange, green decorate the mountainside. The maples go red, the oak and aspen go yellow, while the evergreens maintain their beautiful shade of green. Trees make life possible because they use the carbon dioxide and release oxygen, which makes it so that we can breathe. If we exterminate trees, the effects could be fatal. There may be global warming, lack of oxygen, and we would definitely not have any lumber or paper. Trees are very important to the environment. The beauty of trees make me feel peaceful and inspire me to make the best of myself.
Okay. All right, I hope we got some ideas. So, question number 1. So when the girl paints, what colors does she use? Okay. Oh, I see yellow, orange, and green. Painting, that wasn't quite what she said. Like, she did say green, but she also said it was brown. Good try though. Good try. Brown. Okay, and let's see. Question number. Okay. I see Sir Sen. You've gone to question number 5. And yes, trees make me feel peaceful. Very good. Nice. Yes, trees make me feel peaceful. Did you get the second half? The second half may have been a bit trickier. I'm going to read it out and see if you guys can catch it, because she speaks really quickly. All right, so I'm going to read the last sentence and see if you can hear it. The beauty of trees makes me feel peaceful and inspires me to make the best of myself. Did you guys get that? Let's see what you guys type. I'm curious if you're able to get that. So, the beauty of trees makes me feel peaceful and what? Something in something me to something. Yeah, best will to make the best is what they said. To make the best. To make the best of who? To make the best of... It might be getting too low. Okay, if you're having trouble seeing the board, please let me know. And I can like switch up here. I think I'm gonna put number 5 at the top. Okay. Makes the... So they... Something, me, to make the best of. So, trees inspire me. So it means they make you feel like, wow, I feel amazing. I feel inspired. I want to be a good person. So trees inspire me to make the best of who? The best of? The best of myself. All right, that was a tricky one, so don't worry if you didn't quite get it. Good try. Thank you very much for your participation. I appreciate it. Awesome, very good. So basically, trees make this girl want to be the best person she could be. So very kind of, very inspiring. Yeah, it's very good. Okay, let's finish up number 2. I'm curious if anyone got any more answers for number 2. So what does the girl like about trees? There are many different answers. Like she said she likes to plant trees. What else did she like? I can read out, I'll read out one paragraph and see if you guys can get some ideas. I'm going to read out the second paragraph. I'm going to read out the first paragraph. I love trees because they are an important commodity to the environment. They make life possible on this planet along with other plants. I also love the trees' glorious display of colors in the fall. Okay, so see if you can write out one thing from that paragraph that I just read out. What is one thing that she loves about trees? One thing. Just one thing. I'll read it out one last time. I love trees because they are an important commodity to the environment. They make life possible on this planet along with other plants. I also love the tree's glorious display of colors in the fall. All right, let's see if any of you got that. So, here's one hint. Here's another one. Starts with a C. This one we talked about earlier. It was in our list of new words. Starts with calm. Anyone? Leaves. Yeah, she likes the leaves. Yeah, so she likes the colors of the leaves. Yes, absolutely. In the winter, in the summer, in the fall, or in the spring. When does she like the color of leaves? Did she say? She likes the color of leaves in the fall. Yes, you got it. Thank you. Thanks, guys. All right. Oh, spring, not quite. Good try, good try. She was someone else said fall, but someone else said spring. That's okay, good try. I'm sure she likes leaves in the spring too, but I think she was talking about the autumn, the fall, because you got orange, yellow, red, and green colors. Okay, so I think that just about wraps up our listening. Thank you guys for doing your part and answering our comprehension questions. Okay, so we have 5 minutes left of class. Okay, so let's see if I can think of some discussion questions. Okay, so actually, for the last 5 minutes, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you the different parts of an animal. and we can go into the next class as well. Okay, so I'm going to draw, let's see, here is a big kitty, but it's a special kind of kitty. Well, and I guess I should get rid of trees because we're not doing listening anymore. We're doing parts of animals. Okay. Yeah, that's a lion. Very good. Thank you. And here is another horse. Here's another animal. And what is this? So we have a lion and we have a nerd. This is a horse. Yes, a horse. Okay, now these kind of animals, they have something around their hair, around their head. This is what we call a mane. So that means the hair around an animal's head or on their neck. Mane. So animals like lions and horses have a mane. We don't call it hair, we don't call it fur, we call it a mane. Okay. And let's see. Let's talk about some other parts of the animals. So, mane is a male. Yes, that's right. So mane, that is a good point. Only male lions have manes. That's true. On male and female horses, you can have a mane. All right, so let's talk about feet. So here we are. And how are we doing for time? Okay, almost there. So, okay, so this, does anyone know what this is called? Don't say foot. I mean, technically it's a foot. But on animals like lions and dogs, we call this a paw. So a paw is very soft. Usually you find it on a dog or a cat. However, on something like a horse or a cow or an elephant, it's very hard. And what we call it is a hoof. Or if you have more than one, we call it hooves. So that's the difference between a lion and a horse. And to go further, sometimes if a lion gets angry, it's going to show their claws. Yeah, it's going to show claws. So these are very soft. I mean, these are not soft. These are sharp. And that's what they use to hurt or kill other animals for their prey. So watch out for cat claws. How about a horse? Does a horse have claws? What do you think? Does a horse have claws? I hope you guys say the right answer. Yes, you are correct. A horse does not have claws. No, absolutely not. Oh, a paw is soft. Absolutely, yes, a paw is soft. Claws are sharp. And, okay, our lion's starting to look a little busy, but I'm going to put one more thing on this lion. If he's really angry, he's going to show something. Ooh, something very sharp in his mouth. Do you know what these are called? What do you think? Technically they are teeth, but when we talk about really sharp teeth, especially on a lion or a dog, we might call this a fang. So a fang is a sharp tooth that dogs and cats use. Okay, and I think we're just about up for time. We're going to continue with this after the lesson, so we're going to be back in 10 minutes, all right? Have a good break and see you later. Goodbye. Hi guys, welcome back from our break. I hope you had a nice little 10-minute rest. Okay, we're gonna hop right back into it, and we're almost done. Just a few more animal parts that I wanted to go over. Okay, so I think this is gonna be the second to last or the last one. I'm gonna draw a big animal. Here we go. Okay, what could this be? I think most of you know what this is. Has a long nose. This is called an elephant. Very good. So yeah, here we have our happy little elephant. Now, this, we have a special name for it. This is called a trunk. So a trunk is usually used only for an elephant's nose. So it's the long thing it can grab on to certain items, and they can drink water, and it can be used to put food in their mouth. That is a trunk. All right. And let's see, what was another animal that we need to go over? So something else is, we talked about this guy a lot today. I think we had a couple of idioms that involved this little guy. Do you know what this is? This is a fish. Yes, very good. This is a fish. And what what does a fish have on it? We have these little things here. It's not skin. These are also on a lizard. These are called scales. So fish have scales. It's kind of like their skin. So when you see a fish or a lizard, it always has scales. Whereas a lion and a horse, around their face, they have a mane. All right, and I think that is most of the animal parts that I wanted to go over. So remember, some of these could be on your quiz. So please do take note of these animal parts. I'll try to get all the way so you can write some notes or take a quick picture. Fish scales color. Oh, what color are fish scales? Fish scales could be silver, usually silver, but sometimes they can change color. Certain fish, like salmon for example, when they go upriver, sometimes their scales might turn red. So it depends on the fish, but fish can have many different scale colors. Down in the tropics, they could be yellow or green or really flashy, beautiful colors. Usually when I think of a fish, I usually think of silver gray scales. Okay. All right, so that is it for animal parts. I just want to go over that really quickly. We can do a bit of review on this tomorrow. So I'm going to erase the board. And we're going to say goodbye to Mr. Lion. We're going to say farewell, Miss Horse. So long, Mr. Elephant. And farewell to our fishy friend. And we're going to move on to our elective. So this is our last class for the day. And let's take a look. So the elective, it should have something on top. It should say The Guardian. It should say that in big letters. So please pull that out. This is going to be a reading exercise. Now I'm just going to give you a heads up. This is a rather long reading, and there are many pages. We will not be able to finish this all tonight. So if you like, feel free to finish whatever we don't finish at home on your own time. Okay, so what we are going to be reading today is, I'm going to erase this parts of an animal or no more. We are going to talk about, what's the title? solar powered town. The solar powered town. What does solar power mean? Solar powered town. What does it mean? Can anyone tell me what the solar powered town is? Like, what is solar power? I'm going to give you a hint. So I'm going to start drawing these funky little grids. Usually they're black, but my black pen is not working at the moment, so I'm going to use the red pen. Solar power refers to the... Can anyone tell me what this is? Any guesses? Anyone? Big, it's hot, it's in the sky. It is the sun. Yes, this is the sun. So, solar power refers to the light from the sun. When it hits these panels, it can generate electricity and power. And then this can be used, you know, to help light up a town or a city. Here we go. This is a very bad looking town, I know. But basically the lights are on and it's all thanks to the sun. Yay, solar energy. So yeah, solar energy, good stuff. Very clean, reusable energy. Okay, so let's take a look. I think we'll start off with the warmer. So we're gonna do part 1 together. Okay, so we have, let's take a look at these things. These are all things that are considered kind of bad for the environment. So, let's see. We have air conditioning and heating. Air conditioning. Heating. So, when your room gets really hot, you want to turn on the air conditioning. When it's cold, you want to turn on the heating. Cars. This is something else that's not very good for the environment. Too many cars. Too much pollution in the air. What else do we have? Power stations. Okay, this is kind of a tricky one. Power stations. That kind of refers to, I'm trying to think if I could draw a picture. This is very difficult for me to draw, so it's not going to look very good. But this is kind of what supplies electricity to a town, but it's very big. And it takes up a lot of room. There's lots of metal. Okay, what else? I guess power stations, sometimes, you know, they might blow out smoke because they might be burning coal inside to make energy. Okay, next we have intensive farming. So what does intensive mean? Intensive means very harsh. You're doing a lot of it. So when you do intensive farming, let's say, for example, you want to have a beef farm. You want to have cows so you can sell hamburger meat and steaks. Yum, yum. Cows need a lot of land and a lot of food and a lot of water. So think about it. If you have like 1,000 cows, and I don't know how much room each cow needs, but maybe you're going to have you're going to need like 20 square kilometers of land at least. That's a lot of land. Maybe you need even more land if you have 1,000 cows. So intensive farming, it takes up a lot of energy and resources. And next we have air travel. That means flying on an airplane. Pretty simple. And last one, oil exploration. This is a big one in Canada. and maybe in America, in the USA as well, I think. So oil exploration is like you're digging into the ground, but you're using huge machines to dig into the ground. And sometimes it's done in the ocean too, where you have to like use a huge oil rig to drill a hole into the ocean floor. So that's pretty intense as well. So now I would like you to think, looking at these 6 issues, which is the worst and which is not so bad. Okay, so basically, number 1 is the absolute worst. So let's say, for example, let's say in my opinion, I think cars are number 1. I think cars are the worst because almost everybody has a car and they're driving it everywhere, and there's so much carbon monoxide going out into the atmosphere, and it's just awful. Second worst, I think intensive farming might be the second worst. It's okay, it's pretty bad, so yeah, I don't think that's a good one. And then third worst, I think oil exploration. Fourth, maybe power stations. And then, for example, 6, not important. It's not that bad for the environment. Okay, so that's kind of what I mean. There is no right or wrong answer. It is your opinion. Okay. All right. Hello there, Angela. I hope you can sign on to our class soon. Thank you for joining in. And it's lovely to have you here with us. So, what do you guys think? Which one is number 1? Which is the worst thing for the environment? In your opinion, what's the worst thing? What do you think? So for example, I thought cars, but maybe you guys have a different opinion. What are your thoughts on this? What's the worst thing for the environment? Hold on, I want to hear your answers, guys. I can't do this without you. So number 1, no ideas? Okay, if there are no ideas, I'm probably going to go with, I'm just going to go on a whim and say intensive farming. Intensive farming takes up a lot of land, so I think that's the worst environmental problem in my opinion. Does anyone else have an opinion? Okay, how about number 6? What's the least important environmental problem? What is what is okay? Like what's not that bad for the environment? Like for example, do you think air travel's okay? Do you think maybe air travel, it's not that bad for the environment? What are your thoughts on this? Or I don't know, maybe you think oil exploration's not such a big deal. Or how about power stations? Maybe there aren't many bad power stations like coal or burning, you know? All right, I think, okay, I see someone has said maybe oil exploration, air travel, blah. They said air travel's maybe the least important for them. Thank you for your opinion. Good. All right. And then, so yeah, maybe the most, so yeah, I said intensive farming, we said air travel. Okay, so it's fine if we're being a little quiet for now. Feel free to give me your opinions on this anytime you like, though. Okay, so now we are going to move on to our reading. Da-da-da. All right, this is a pretty long and intensive reading. So what I'm thinking is we're probably just gonna do perhaps we could do number 2. the key words. So, while I read out, so I'm going to read out this story here, and I would like you guys to try and fill in the blanks here. So, I think we're gonna go through the story slowly, paragraph by paragraph, step by step, slowly. Okay, so let me just get the board set up. I'm going to erase this. Okay. Get this out of here. Okay, goodbye factories. No more pollution. Okay. So I am going to read paragraph 1, and then we're going to answer the first 3 questions after, okay? You're ready? Here we go. The solar-powered town. A dream for the environment or a wildlife nightmare? Babcock Ranch is a new town opening in early 2017. It will be the world's first solar-powered town. The man behind the project is Sid Kitson, a property developer who hopes it will become Florida's model for sustainable living. Okay. So, let's take a look at number 1. So, something energy is powered by the sun. Powered by the sun. So I went over this earlier, like 5 minutes ago, when I drew the little picture. So, we have a whole bunch of words. We have property, sustainable, development, infrastructure, landscaping, and solar. What is number 1 going to be? I'll write the words up here. So once again, we have property, we have sustainable, we have development, we have infrastructure, solar, and so I gotta put this over here, landscaping. I'll put it back later. Okay, so which of these words is number 1? Something energy. Solar, Angela, thank you. First point of the day. Solar energy is powered by the sun. That's correct. Okay. Number 2. Blank is land and the buildings on it. The buildings on it. All right. Okay, so I'm going to erase solar because that is done. We've got property, sustainable, development, infrastructure, and landscaping. What's going to go in number 2? What do you guys think? Something is land and the buildings on it. I'll give the paragraph one more quick read. Okay, Babcock Ranch is a new town opening in early 2017. It will be the world's first solar-powered town. The man behind the project is Sid Kitson, a property developer who hopes it will become Florida's model for sustainable living. So, which of these words do you think it is? Which of these words relates to land? Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. And time's up. Okay. The answer is property. But good try, guys. I appreciate your efforts. Okay. And number 3. Something development. Something development uses methods, uses ways that don't harm the environment. That don't harm the environment. Okay. Okay, so we got property already. So we have sustainable, we have development, we have infrastructure, and we have landscaping. So I'm going to give you a hint. This is a noun. So we probably want to have an adjective here. Which of these words is an adjective? So I'm going to put landscaping over here so you can see it better. Landscaping. There we go. Okay, you got 4 choices. We got landscaping, sustainable, development, infrastructure. Something development uses methods that don't hurt the environment. Which word is it? Going once, going twice. Sustainable, yes, thank you. Someone got it. Sustainable, just before the clock ran out. So sustainable, that means doesn't hurt the environment. Okay. So that's paragraph 1. Now we are going to do paragraph number 2. All right. Okay. So I'm going to read out paragraph number 2, and then we're going to fill in the blanks. All right. Here we go. Next to a 65,000 acre wildlife management area, Babcock Ranch is just 20 minutes east of the center of Fort Myers. Kitson bought the estate for more than $500 million in 2006. He sold 73,000 acres to the state, allowed 18,000 acres for the development, and 9,000 acres for parkland. Okay, so we only have one question for paragraph number 2, and I'm going to erase this. Okay, so we got rid of sustainable, so we have 3 words left. You got 3 choices. So a blank is a group of buildings. I'm not going to write the whole sentence out because it's pretty long. So, a blank is a group of buildings that have been built together on an area of land. So, this is going to be a noun. But let's see, all of these are nouns, so it might be a bit tricky. So, what do you guys think? Do you think it's a landscaping, a development, or an infrastructure? Write out development a little more. Better. Landscaping, development, infrastructure. Okay. Going once. Going twice, going 3 times and a half, and the answer is a development. A development is a group of buildings built together on an area of land. That is a development. Good try though, good try. Okay, I'm curious, how is this reading? Is it very difficult? Is it hard to follow along? If you like, I can slow down a bit more and hopefully it can help you guys get some of the answers. Or are there some words that you don't understand that you'd like me to explain? If so, just let me know and I'd be happy to explain them. Okay, so let's do paragraph number 3. There's going to be 2 blanks we have to fill in, so listen closely. When it is finished, Babcock Ranch will have 19,500 homes and a town center with commercial space and infrastructure, including a 75 megawatt solar facility that will generate electricity for the town, self-driving cars, natural plants for landscaping, community and kitchen gardens, a school, and a network of lakes and waterways designed to reduce the development's environmental impact. Sounds like a nice town, actually. Okay, moving on. Number 5. Okay. Something is the set of systems. Okay, again, this is a very long sentence. I'm not going to write the whole thing out because I know you also have a copy. Okay, development's done. So, blank is the set of systems within a place that affect how well it operates. For example, the telephone and transport systems, housing, buildings, etc. Is it landscaping or is it infrastructure? There's only 2 answers you can say, guys. Come on. Give it a try. Come on. Infrastructure or landscaping? I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds to write that out while I get number 6 written out. Something is the activity of making. Okay. All right. No dice. Okay, let's try number 6 first. Maybe this will make it a bit easier. Okay, so blank is the activity of making an area more attractive by adding trees, plants, and other special features. Oh, right. Oh, Angela chimed in for number 5. You are correct. Thank you, Angela. Infrastructure, indeed. This is always a very hard word for me to spell. I don't know why. Infrastructure. Try saying that 3 times fast. Infrastructure, infrastructure, infrastructure. Even I can barely do it. Okay, so that means, what's number 6? If infrastructure has been used up, that means number 6, adding trees, flowers, bushes. It is landscaping. That's right. Landscaping. So yeah, landscaping usually refers to when you put plants and trees and flowers into an area. Yay, we did it! Good job, guys. We're halfway done the first activity. Good stuff, good stuff. How are you feeling? I know it's a longer reading. That's why I'm trying to go through this kind of slowly. Okay. So I'm going to ask you guys a quick question. How does this solar power town sound? Do you like it? Does it sound like a really good place to live? Do you want to live here? I think so far it sounds nice. Yeah, there's lakes, good infrastructure. They got some landscaping going on. So far it seems nice. Yeah, but there might be some problems apparently. So let's read on. Okay, I'm going to get rid of these. We're going to go to paragraph number 4. All right. And I'll get rid of this too. Okay, here we go. Paragraph number 4. I want to prove that development and preservation can work together, says Kitson. Other new developments are careless with energy consumption and the environment. We have thought about energy, technology, transportation. We have a responsibility to prove it can be done differently. All right, so that was paragraph 4. All right, and there's only one question for paragraph 4. So, I'm going to write down some of the words. We got species. We have indigenous. We have preservation. We have endangered. I hope you all know what this word means, endangered. I'm going to put the rest of the words down here. We have panther, meow, and we have habitat. Okay, so we have 7 words to choose from. 6, sorry, I cannot count, apparently. Okay, number 7. Blank is the process of working to protect the environment so that it is not damaged or destroyed. What is the process of protecting the environment so that it's not destroyed? We have species, indigenous, preservation, endangered, panther, and habitat. So this is going to be a noun. This is a noun. This is an adjective. This is a noun. This is an adjective. And these are both nouns. So it doesn't narrow it down very much, I know. What's going to go here? I'm going to read out the paragraph quickly again. Okay. I want to prove that development and preservation can work together, says Kitson. Other new developments are careless with energy consumption and the environment. We have thought about energy, technology, transportation. We have a responsibility to prove it can be done differently. Okay, guys, so what's number 7? What do you think? I'm going to narrow it down to 2 answers. Starts with a P. You got either panther or you got preservation. You got one of 2 choices. Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. And the answer, yes, thank you. Just before the clock ran out. Preservation. That is correct. Well done. That's preservation for you. Okay, now, next, I'm going to read out paragraph 5, 6, and 7. 5 and 6, there are no blanks to fill in, but 7, we're going to have 2 blanks to fill in. So hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. All right. But can it be done differently? The population of Florida is expected to increase by 6 million by 2030. Many of the state's natural resources are under pressure from rising sea levels and overuse of water. Babcock Ranch is 20 feet above sea level and built on land that has been disturbed by mining. Remember that word, disturbed? Houses in Babcock Ranch will be smaller than normal with no dining rooms. Kitson says that surveys show that people want to be a part of something that is sustainable and want to know that where they're going to live is not harmful to the environment, but actually helps it. He says he wants to create a sustainable community that works as a complete community. Okay, paragraph 7, this is where some of the blank filling is going to come in, so listen closely. But how much of that is possible? The 10-year delay in starting the development has been good for indigenous species. Kitson's environmental projects include a garden around the solar field to attract bees and beetles to help the environment. The Babcock plans include landscaping that can be beautiful but not thirsty. In addition, using a network of driverless cars will reduce car ownership. All right, how was that? So let's do number 8. And blank species is one that belongs to a particular region because it developed there. So for example, grizzly bears belong in Canada. Tigers belong in Russia, in India. So it's going to be a noun. Actually, no, it's going to be an adjective. Sorry. We're going to have an adjective here. So let's see. We have indigenous and we have endangered. We got 2 choices. What's it going to be, guys? Is it going to be indigenous or endangered? What do you think? I'd like to hear your responses. And the answer is indigenous. Indigenous. So for example, elephants and tigers are indigenous to India. They are not indigenous to Canada. We do not have tigers or elephants in Canada. Okay, number 9. Blank is a plant or animal. Oh, sorry, I can repeat the example again. Do you want me to write it or do you want me just to speak? I'll speak for now, but let me know if you want to write it out. All right. Tigers and elephants are indigenous to India. They belong in India. But tigers and elephants are not indigenous to Canada. They do not belong in Canada. Bears and wolves are indigenous to Canada. We do have bears and wolves. They are natural. All right. I hope that was a good example and you got the idea of indigenous. Do you guys have any indigenous animals from your country? Tell me some indigenous animals. What do you guys have? Indigenous animals or indigenous species. For example, yeah, what do we have? Canada has a lot. We got moose, we got deer, we got bears, we got wolves, we got eagles, foxes. Nice. Okay. That's good. Thank you, Sir San. Okay. Now, okay, let's do number 9. A blank is a plant or animal group whose members all have similar general features. So it's going to be a noun. All right, so indigenous is done. Preservation is done. Okay, so we got species. we got panther, and we got habitat. This is a noun, by the way. So we got 3 different types, there's 3 choices. A blank is a plant or animal group that has, yes, sorry, I lost my train of thought. So a blank is a plant or animal group whose members all have similar general features. For example, what's a good example? Species! Yes, thank you. Okay, I didn't have to do an example. Good. Species. Maybe I'll give you guys an example anyway. Maybe the red fox, for example, is a species of fox. The bald eagle. I think you all know what a bald eagle looks like. They're very common in Canada and the United States. A bald eagle is a species of eagle. The Korean tiger is a species of tiger, while the Siberian tiger is another species of tiger. So that is a species. This is a very good and important word to know, by the way. You might even be quizzed on it, so make sure you guys understand this word. Okie doke. I hope we're doing okay. 10 minutes left to go. We're almost there, guys. Woohoo! Okay. So I'm going to erase these sentences. I think we only have a few more blanks to fill out. Let's see. 3. Okie dokie. So, number 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so I'm going to read out paragraph 8. Here we go. The development of land in southwest Florida is controversial. Babcock lies close to one of the last habitats of Florida's panthers. Wildlife groups say the Babcock development might stop the big cat from moving between the 2 areas of land large enough to support a population. Okay, so let's do number 10. An animal's blank is the type of place where it lives. Where it lives. So this is going to be a noun. An animal's what is the type of place where it lives. So we got 2 nouns left. We have panther and habitat. What do you guys think it is? What do you think? An animal's going once. Go. Oh, just before the clock ran out. Thank you. Good job. Habitat. This is another really good word to know, by the way. Also quite important for this week because it's all about endangered species. An animal's habitat. It's the place where it lives. Very good. Now, let's see. Next one is 11. A blank is a large cat. Okay, I think this is going to be pretty simple. Some of you might even know what this animal is. What is this? What do you think? What was the word we're looking for? We got panther and we got endangered. Which one is it going to be? Should be pretty easy because there's 1 noun, 1 adjective, and because we have a, something is, that means we're going to have a noun. So that means the answer is panther. That is correct. Panther. So a panther is basically a big cat. So, and good try though, guys. Thank you for trying. So yeah, I was looking for panther here because it is a noun and endangered is an adjective. Okay, so that means we can do the last question together. And then Sarsan, you already typed it out. An endangered species is a type of animal that may soon become extinct. For example, in Canada, the spotted owl. It's a cute owl. It has spots on it. This is not a very good picture. It has very big eyes. That's an owl. The spotted owl is endangered in Canada. There are not many owls left. So yeah, this is a very rare species of owl. All right, guys, good job. I think you did pretty well on filling out the blanks overall. Nicely done. Okay, I'm gonna quickly finish reading off the rest of the article for you. And then if we have time, we'll do like a little quick discussion on this article. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we talked about the panther. So I'm gonna quickly read 9, 10, and 11. Here we go. The Florida panther is an endangered species, and this development is locking the panthers in a small area, says Matthew Schwartz of the South Florida Wildlands Association. Schwartz says the town of Babcock Ranch is in the middle of a possible expansion area. That's tragic, not only for the panther, but for a whole range of different species. They say they're only using land that was already disturbed, but other private lands nearby will also be developed once people start moving in. People will want cinemas and shopping centers. When Babcock Ranch opens to the public in early 2017, people will say it is a new model town, but it is still uncertain whether it can be a model for a more sustainable future. It's an experiment, says Kitson. I've spent half my life hiking, camping, and being a part of nature. A lot more people are thinking about how they're living and how they're affecting the environment. We have a unique opportunity to create a new kind of place. If we can get it right, we think it's going to set a standard. Okay, so that was it for the reading. The special new solar-powered town of Babcock. Pretty crazy, eh? All right, so I'm gonna write out maybe 1 or 2 questions that I hope you can answer. Okay. Where is the town located? What country or like what state or what province is the town located? Where is this town? I'd like you to think about it. So that's question 1. And I'm going to write down question 2. What is the name of the endangered cat species in the story? All right, let's see. Oh, we got answer number 1, Canada. It is not Canada, I'm sorry, but you are close. It's not Canada, but it is a country next to Canada. In fact, it's the country that you're from, I believe. So, any other guesses to what country where this town is? And what is the name of, oh, not California. Good, okay, it's in the United States, yes, but it's not in California. It's opposite of California. So let's see, here's the United States. Here's California. This is California. And It's somewhere over here. Do you know what this part of the states is called? Starts with an F. Some of you might not know this, and that's no problem. But it is in Florida. Florida. This is a very warm part of the United States. All right, and did anyone get number 2? What was the name of the endangered species they were talking about? It's a big cat. It's endangered. And what was the name of that species? Did anyone get it? Starts with an F, and there's a P. Remember our big cat friend? Any guesses? All right, I'll give you a hint. It's the Florida. The Florida Panther. Yes, thank you. Okay. Florida Panther. That is correct. Good job, guys. Very good. Well done. Well done. Okay. It is, I believe it is the end of class now. I would just like to remind you that I believe your dictation is due tomorrow, and I'd like you to submit that before class. So you remember the dictation I was talking about on Wednesday, I believe? So make sure you write down the girls' answers, okay? So with that, it is the end of our class today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.